What is up, my frosty brethren? My name is Arctic. Today is Thursday, which means it's some Gears of War day. I have been thinking about some topics I wanted to talk about. I actually went back and listened to one I talked about with statistics in Gears of War. There was actually a thread that I was specifically talking about where someone on the Epic Games forums at the time had discussed stats kind of ruining Gears, and that players' motivations when their statistics involves, kind of ruining the multiplayer experience for Gears of War. So I kind of wanted to ask several questions here. First off, do you guys feel that statistics in multiplayer games, or in Gears specifically, ruin the multiplayer experience? That's the first question I have for you. The second one is more about, I guess, the mentality of players. So it's not really a question, more so I just want to talk about this. So, obviously a lot of games have pushed for kill death ratios, or high point scores. Gears of War is one that can do a number of things. Obviously, kill death is something that got to be Warzone execution. Points is also a thing. If you're talking about like a King of the Hill or a Capture the Leader, where it's a little bit more objective based, but still, I think kills and deaths is a big factor in it. What do you guys feel like is the ideal state for stat tracking for Gears of War? What types of things do you guys think are important to players other than kill death ratios? And is there a way that they can incorporate this new statistic system or whatever you guys have in mind into the game without people being upset? I don't personally feel like there's not, I mean, just based on the modes that we know, I don't feel like there's really anything that makes sense to me off the top of my head. I would like to avoid showing kill death, I think, at the end of a match. Rather, maybe there's this statistics page where players can kind of look at that information, but necessarily I think calling attention to it at the end of a match might not be the best thing. Rather, I think I would focus more on showing points at the end of matches in Gears of War, maybe to alleviate some of that focus on maybe kills rather than objective. But again, the objective in most of the modes involves killing other locusts or killing the cog. So, I'm not exactly sure what the objective would be by removing that necessarily from the in-game screen. And this is just for those people that might have an opinion about it strongly against showing those stats. I kind of am at odds with the notion that, and this is what I talked about in the video. It was a running ranked show. I'm kind of at odds with the idea that players that are playing to compete in a game that has multiplayer should not be doing that. And maybe that, some people feel that that's ruining the spirit of the game because there are quote unquote tryhards or people that are, attempting to win. I feel that a very odd mentality to have when playing a multiplayer game, knowing that you are pitting yourself in a situation where you're going to play against other people. You are willingly putting yourself into an environment where competition is a part of it's ingrained in the experience, and then at the same time getting upset when you get that ass whooped by someone that's actually trying to win the objective of that multiplayer experience. I never ever have understood that mentality from people that make that claim. Oh, there's tryhards, or oh, there's people that are using whatever the optimal strategy is to win, rather than quote unquote playing for fun. I'm just playing for fun. No, I'm not trying. I feel like that's like a cop out, right? Like that's like a scapegoat cop out type of excuse and thing to point at for a lot of folks. So that whole mentality, I can't really wrap my head around. I strongly disagree with it, considering I think the element that you're kind of putting yourself in a PvP environment where people's motivations are strongly geared towards attempting to win and fulfill that objective for your team. So I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say about it, and if you think that Black Tusk can do anything to perhaps alleviate some of that, maybe making a new game mode, something like a Griff Ball, or something a little bit more fun and lighthearted in the Gears of War universe. Would that be accepted? And what you guys kind of feel about different stats. A whole lot of questions here revolving around stats for you guys today. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Very interested to see what you guys have to say about statistics and player motivations. And until the next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty. What?